Hi everyone, it's Viv from the Josephine and Jack project, and this is Josephine, of course. Josephine is staying with me during isolation, and we've been getting to know each other a lot better, haven't we? And Josephine has been keeping herself busy. She's been getting in touch with her friends. They've had a lovely thing with her friends, writing each other letters, and when Josephine goes out on her daily walk, she posts the letters to her friends, and she gets very excited when the postman comes and letters come back through the door. But in the last couple of days, Josephine's had a letter from her friend John, and it's caused her a little bit of concern, hasn't it, Josephine? Yes, she said John's usually very happy, but this one, he was very worried, and she'd like to share it with us all so we can perhaps give her some help. Is it okay if I read out the letter, Josephine? Yeah. It says, "Hi Josephine, I hope you're okay. I'm not doing too good here. My dad is getting really cross with me. He says I'm not helping my mum enough. Last night he had a drink and then he hit me. Oh dear. My face is still a bit sore today. He said he was sorry, but if I did more about the house, it wouldn't make him so cross. I'm doing all the jobs Mum asked me to do, so I don't know what to do. What do you think? Love, John. P.S. Don't tell anyone." Oh, Josephine. Well, I'm really glad that you thought you could share that with me, so thank you. That's really important. And I completely understand why you're so worried. That is sending me a lot of alarm bells too at the moment. Did it send alarm bells to you? Yes, especially the PS about not telling anybody. Yeah, we have done a workshop about that before, haven't we? So I think we met a lovely lady called Adelina, and she's a community engagement officer with the police. We met at one of our workshops, so how about we give Adelina a call to get some advice about this? What do you think? Oh yes, Josephine thinks that's a really, really good idea. I'm just going to give Adelina a call. Hello?
Hi Josephine and Viv.
Oh, hi Adelina, it's lovely to see you again, and I remember fondly our workshop way back in Gateshead, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I hope you're keeping well. I hope it's okay, but Josephine and I have something to talk about, and I just wanted to ask if it's okay to help Josephine out. If you could tell us a little bit about your job.
Yes, of course. I work for the community engagement team for Northumbria Police. I'm not a police officer, I'm a civilian, and I work alongside police officers. My team and I do a lot of work around hate crime, offering support to victims of hate crime. Josephine, do you know what hate crime is?
No.
No? Okay, hate crime is when somebody commits a crime against you because you're physically disabled, have learning difficulties, or because you're religious, or have a different skin color, or because of your sexuality, for example. We work very closely with Victims First Northumbria, who can offer support if you're a victim of a hate crime. We also visit a lot of groups with people with learning and physical disabilities and ethnic minority groups, for example.
She said that sounds very busy, but that sounds like really good work, and she's thankful that you're there as well. Now, Josephine's had a letter from one of her friends, and it's caused her a little bit of concern. She's a little bit worried about a friend. Is it okay if we ask you a few questions, Adelina?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Is it all right to get in touch with the police first and foremost, especially if a friend has asked her not to tell anyone?
Yes. If you're worried about your friend, you really do need to tell someone what has happened so that they can get help and support they need. They may not be aware that they have been victim of a crime or may have been pressured into saying nothing about it. So this is particularly important if the person at risk is under 18 or vulnerable. The police will understand your fears about being asked to keep the matter a secret, but we need to know in order to protect people. And we appreciate you coming forward.
She said that's really good, but she's just a little bit worried that you're too busy at the moment with everything going on.
Don't worry about that, Josephine. It's business as usual for us. So despite the difficult times we're facing at the moment with coronavirus, we encourage people to report crimes to us so we can offer help and support. It's very important that people continue to report crimes so that we can follow them up.
Okay, and she's heard the word abuse a lot, and she was just wondering, what was it that you were wondering about that word when we talked about it? Yeah, she said, does it just happen between people who are what's known as a traditional relationship, like boyfriend and girlfriend, or a married couple?
Anybody can be victim of abuse, not only a male partner or a female. It can be adults abusing children and even children hurting adults. And also abuse can take place in various forms. It can be physical, such as hitting, slapping, and kicking. It can be sexual, such as making you have sex when you don't want to, or inappropriate touching maybe when you haven't really given permission. Adults who are vulnerable can also be financially abused, such as scam calls, when the caller is pretending to be someone else to get victim to send money. It can also be psychological, such as name calling, controlling behavior, or manipulating, making you feel small or telling you to do things you think are wrong.
Just to stop you there, Adelina, that was quite a big word, psychological. And you gave some wonderful examples there of what it is, but Josephine wasn't so sure about that word. If I can offer you a bit of a definition as far as I understand it, Josephine, psychological would be more to do with your mind. So somebody might be causing you to question your own decisions or the things that you remember, or they might be making you feel less confident about yourself and lower your self-esteem. So it's to do with your mind, whereas physical is to do with your body. Does that make sense? Yeah. Would you say that was the right definition, Adelina?
That is correct, Viv. Yes, you understood that correctly. Abuse can come from anybody, can come from friends, from family, and people you know, people who say that they love you. It's not just strangers. If you feel that you're a victim of any kind of abuse from anybody, whether you know them or not, you should report this so we can deal with it and we can help you and support you.
Okay, that's really important. That's good advice, isn't it?
And don't forget, if it feels like abuse, it is abuse.
That's a really good way of remembering it, isn't it, Josephine? It's nice and simple and straightforward. Should we repeat that? If it feels like abuse, it is abuse. That's really good. That's important to know, Josephine. Yeah.
Don't suffer in silence.
Don't suffer in silence. Do you want to repeat that back? Don't suffer in silence. That's excellent. Well done, Josephine. You really owned that. That's superb. Now, I've been able to call on behalf of Josephine, and because we knew each other from before, but not everybody might be in that position. So how else would they be able to get in touch with you, Adelina?
You can report emergency incidents on 999 and non-emergency by dialing 101, which are both free. You can also report non-emergency incidents via our police website or send a text to our hard of hearing or speech impaired. All reports can be anonymous, which means that you don't have to give your name when you report the incident. There are a lot of other people and organizations who can help, and I'll give you a bigger list afterwards.
Josephine said it sounds like there are a lot of people doing a lot of things to help, and she would never have known about this if she hadn't been in touch. So I think that is really important to know. There is so much support out there, and there are lots of different ways of getting in touch because of an impairment that you might have. So that is really good information. And that information, just to help everybody, is going to be in the video for you to look at in your own time. So that's really important. Adelina will look forward to receiving that from you and sharing that information. Are the police worried about any more abuse to people who are vulnerable, like the learning disabled community, during the lockdown, for example? And if that's the case, are they doing anything extra?
We do understand that it's difficult with people being locked down together for a long time. This can make them a bit tense or it might them worry. The police, councils, and support groups have been publishing advice and details of helplines since the start of the lockdown to help people. We are also continuing to deal with any incidents reported to us. So please report your concerns to us.
Oh, Josephine is definitely going to tell her friend to get in touch with you and report his concerns to you. Is it okay to get in touch about anything else? Josephine and I had a conversation before, and she's been hearing that sometimes people with learning difficulties may be taken advantage of by their so-called friends.
That's a very good question. This is what we call mate crime, Josephine. When somebody who you think is your friend takes advantage of you. And that's actually very sad, isn't it? Examples of mate crime could be that they bully you, they take money from you, use your house for parties, or use you to help commit a criminal offense, or even sexually abuse you. And if you're worried that something does not seem right and a friend might be taking advantage of you, you need to tell us, a friend, a parent, a carer.
Oh, Josephine's learned very well. She said, don't suffer in silence.
Correct.
Excellent, Josephine. Well done. Do you feel a little bit clearer after today, Josephine, about how to help your friend? Yes, she feels a lot clearer and she feels like a weight has lifted off her shoulders as well. That's really nice, Josephine. And obviously we'll still help deal with your friend and get them the support that they need. Thank you so much, Adelina. We hope to speak to you soon and to see you in a workshop again with the Josephine and Jack project, because you're always really helpful and really approachable. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing you again soon.
Bye-bye. Take care. Stay safe.
Stay safe. Bye.
And thank you everybody for watching our video today. We really hope that it has given you some clarity. It has made things clearer for you and you get the advice that you need. It will be in the video for you to read or hear in your own time, and it will give different ways of getting in touch according to your needs. So really look forward to seeing you again in a Josephine and Jack workshop as soon as possible, when we can all have the fun and all the big hugs that we usually have. But for now, stay home, stay safe, take care, and we'll see you all again very soon. Bye.